Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where today we're breaking all the goals scored in the Champions League between Arsenal and Real Madrid. And I really should have put some predictions up and told you that Real Madrid were going to lose to Arsenal. I didn't think it was going to be 3-0. I thought more of a sort of 1-0 or a 2-1 to Arsenal. But anyone who's been watching Real Madrid over the last sort of 5 or 6 weeks would tell you that they are not playing well. This whole sort of system and the way they're doing their team looks completely and utterly unbalanced. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that right now. And as well, when you're starting someone like Luka Modric, and he's 39 years old in centre midfield, he's just not going to be able to keep up with the Arsenal midfield. He's just not. He's one of those players, if you want to bring him on for the last 20 minutes to help you control and dictate a game, yeah, great. But if you're relying on a 39-year-old in midfield in the Champions League, sorry, you're going to get, completely. I'm going to show you a little bit here, right? Because in the game, here he is here, Luka Modric, and he was about here, and you could see before he got back and covered in this little gap here, you could see that there was a massive gap in this channel here, right? So Modric has done the right thing to come back and cover. But then if you watch what ends up happening here, and this is what I'm talking about, the unbalance of Real Madrid. And you can see it all over the place. 1, 2, 3. There's their fourth defender. This is their covering midfielder. Look at how much space there is for Arsenal here. As they're moving in, look, he's completely ghosting him behind Luka Modric. Now, he's got a choice here, Luka Modric, track the runner that he was tracking, or help his teammate shut down the space either here or here to try to win the ball. He just doesn't do any of those things. He just sort of stands in between the two players, and the whole game goes on around him, and he's just stood there, really, not doing anything. So as the ball goes across, look, you can see, bump. Now he hasn't got the legs to cover that gap, so he should have already been going there if that's the area he was going to cover. So then his teammate basically stopping Arsenal using that extra space down that flank doesn't. Now you can see, look, there's two Arsenal players completely free in the box and a third drifting away. There is no marking here from Real Madrid. There is no real midfield here to win a second ball. There's nothing really. And Arsenal should have got themselves a goal here. They could have had 4 or 5. And if they had won 4 or 5-0, you would have gone, yeah, all right. I mean, yeah. Real Madrid really didn't show anything going forward, but we are going to cover some of these Declan Rice goals because they're massive mistakes from Real Madrid. Now, there was a half chance by Kylian Mbappe, a little ball in from Jude Bellingham in behind the Arsenal back line, and that's about the only time they really exposed Arsenal in behind. I mean, yeah, they just were dreadful, Real Madrid, with all of their world-class talent. Yeah, not up to much against the Arsenal. Gets inside this situation here. He actually hits the ball wrong. His technique's a little bit poor. You're thinking he's going to find that far corner or find it there, but you can already see he's got his shoulders out. He's telegraphed where he's going. Reyes could easily see it, and it's a poorly hit ball, actually straight at the goalkeeper. There's no whip on it to go around him or put it up into the top corner. And that is one of the problems, Kylian Mbappe, that no one talks about because he was at Paris Saint-Germain for such a long time. He had 4 opportunities like that within a game at PSG and maybe score 1. Now he gets 1 opportunity and he doesn't score it. That's the difference. And you're starting to see that more. Like this year, you haven't heard much about Kylian Mbappe scoring loads of goals. Well, because he needs more chances than, and he got those in the French league and he doesn't really get them at Real Madrid. Still a great player, still world class, but you know what? No, is he? No, probably not. I think I'd put him below. Personally, I'd put him a little bit below there. That, if it's a world-class player, that needs to be in the goal. You're 1v1 with the keeper. That needs to be in the back of the net. And I want you to watch how the ball comes off his foot here, because this is what I'm talking about. His technique is poor. Look, watch, dump. Do you see how he kind of scoops it and there's no whip on it and he just hits it flat? Yeah, that's just not good enough. But this is the star man, the star of the show, the star of the game, Declan Rice here with his first worldie free kick. Now, I want you to watch this. We're going to draw a little line about there. That's where the wall is, all right? Kind of, you see? So that there is covering this area of the goal. That's the purpose of this wall. So that's got to be a great free kick, is it? Yeah. But watch the last man of the wall, all right? Watch what he does. Watch how he opens up the space, and he only needs a little bit of space to change for this free kick to go in, right? Okay, see, as he's striking the ball here, look, can you see his body shape started to move? We'll try to stop it. Look, right there. Bam. Where was he? He was there. He's nicking that ball. He's touching it. He's turned his back to it, opened up that gap. Is it still a great free kick? Yeah. But I'm telling you, if the defender stood still and actually did his job properly, He's probably taking one in the face or taking one in the side, and he's stopping that free kick. He hasn't. He's completely and utterly bottled it. I'm telling you right now, if you're getting paid as much as they are, I'll tell you, what was it? Let's just say he's on a small wage at Real Madrid of 80 to 100,000. Would you take 80 to 100 grand to stand there and get a ball in the face for a week? Yeah, I think every single one of you would have. And he turns and he bottles it. And it goes in. It's a great whip, by the way. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful free kick. Now, would it help stop the free kick? Yeah, maybe. That's the difference. It's so fine margins there. If he's looking at that ball as that comes, and he's stepping left to block it instead of turning his back to it and opening up the gap behind him, he's probably defending that. But that is just completely poor defending. And it's a great free kick. Both things can be true. The defender can be poor and actually open up the space on the wall, and the free kick can be, like, honestly, world class. That's a world class strike. There's no getting away from that. Now, something else I want to show you on this Declan Rice strike. Look where his standing foot is. Absolutely perfect. That's what enables him to be able to power and whip through the ball, because his standing foot is absolutely perfect. Because I'm going to comment on that on the next free kick as well. Just a great free kick. I actually thought when I saw it in real time that he had a little bit of a slip and it might have helped him a bit and get an extra little bit of whip on the ball. I don't know if you've ever taken one of those when you put your foot down and you're going to strike the ball, and because you've fallen, you've accidentally hit the ball much, much better than you would have normally. No, perfect. I actually think that this strike's a little bit better, to be honest. I know that one's got loads of whip on it, but this is more of a sort of difficult situation. And I'll tell you why. It's funny thing, the closer, like when you got the goal here, right? When you're over on that other side and you're bending it around the wall, that's something that you can visualize and you can see all the time. When you're here and you've got to try to put it up to that top corner there, it's one of those weird ones where you mishit it more often than not. And it's because the goal's in front of you. When the goal's off to the side, it's so weird how it's easier it is to find a tiny gap when you've got the massive goal to shoot at and trying to find that spot there. You mishit it, and 9 times out of 10, you put it into this space here, not this space over here. That's where you normally put the ball. You don't normally put it there. It's very, very strange. But again, I want you to watch the Real Madrid player. All right, watch. Does he turn his back? Because we know where he's going. Look, you can see where he's going. You know that these players are going here. And I also think the keeper needs to do better, right? Because that's about the half. Well, it's a little bit. It's a brilliantly drawn straight line. That's about the half there. You know that that's where he needs to be going. Okay, the free kick is right there. Like, honestly, it is world class. But I do think someone of Courtois' standard, if he is one of the best top goal keepers in the world, and if he isn't one of the top 3 goalkeepers in the world, you're going, yeah, okay, fair. But he is. So you're looking at him to try to get a hand on it. Save it? Maybe not, but at least get there. So as we move this forward ever so slowly, watch. Bump. Do you see where he's moved from? He was there. Look where he's moved to. Right, so I want you to keep that, right, well, it's a little bit of a dot and a bit of a line. Unfortunately, I can't play it with keeping my line on the screen at the same time. Will he have hit that player in the head? That's the line, about the top, like, where his head would be. Let's watch as we move this forward, see if we can stop it. Oof. And he ducks. Look, and he ducks and moves out the way as it flies into the top corner. Bump. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful free kick. But again, I think he would have taken it right in the face, and he completely moves out the way, ducks, and he was stood. Remember where I had that little line? Right there. It would have hit him. He's moved completely out the way. That ball would have just crashed him in the face. If he had jumped, he would definitely, well, actually, he didn't even have to jump. The trajectory of the ball only sort of like explodes at the last little bit there. Yeah, he just bottles it. 2 easy goals for, well, not easy, 2 world-class free kicks from Declan Rice, made easier because of the poor defending from Real Madrid. This is what I was talking about as well, the imbalance of Real Madrid. Look, you've got 2 players running over here from no one here, 2 players not doing anything here, 2 players not doing anything here, and you've got so many players from Arsenal asking for the ball, and there's no pressure on the ball as well. No one really knows what they're supposed to be doing for Real Madrid. They just genuinely don't. So this, if you watch. Do you see how he shuffles the space? He backs up into the space. Boom, boom. He pulls away from the Real Madrid defenders. No one goes with him. No one's got a clue. You've even got one guy completely back, if that's supposed to be your defensive line, playing on. I'm not sure who this is. It might be Odegaard making a little run here in behind, trying to create some space in behind here. It's shocking. I mean, they're all over the place, Real Madrid. They're just not a tight unit. Now, they might play a little bit better at home, but I'm telling you, Arsenal are solid. They're not going to run in behind Arsenal. I can see Arsenal going through quite comfortably at the Santiago Bernabeu if Real Madrid continue to perform like this. And there's no inkling over the last 6 weeks that's going to change their performance. But watch this finish as it comes across. Boom. Look how much space he's got in the Real Madrid penalty box, right? 1-2 players trying to... this is the other thing, right? If you ever played with real quality players, there's a lot of players that aren't really that good. What do you mean, Cash? Well, I mean, top level players, they're not really that good on the ball. Why they're good is because they're so athletic. They're so much faster than you. They can always recover from their mistakes that they're making. Mbappe's one of them. His touch is awful, but he recovers from it because, well, he's faster than you. Even how fast you are, he's still just faster. And that looks to me how Real Madrid seem to go about a lot of their things. Go, well, I'm just quicker, I'll get there. So they don't do the little technical aspects of the game, which is, oh yeah, marking players inside the 18-yard box. And you can see how far away they are from 1, 2, 3 players inside the box, plus pressuring the ball. And this finish here is quality, though. Bump, back across where it came from. Keeper's got no chance. But then there's no Real Madrid player to pressure the ball in the box or pressure the shot. It's terrible. Great finish. Arsenal deserve it. They're going through. Yeah, will they win it? Probably not, but they're going to have a good run at it. It's about all they've got left to play for. And it'll be nice to see them push on and see how far they can get in the Champions League. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.